everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Nick and Sienna Bacall find love. Sharon loses to Tamara Braun's character. The Young and the Restless, Y and R. Spoilers hint that Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, may find love. Will Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, lose to Tamara Braun's new character once autumn rolls around? Viewers will recall Sharon was stuck pining for Nick until he finally kissed her following All the Danger and Nice. It was a huge deal for Sharon, but Nick's been acting way too casual about it ever since they got back home. Nick honestly still doesn't seem that into Sharon as more than a friend. A train lip lock and another almost kiss at the coffee house aren't enough to make Nick look like he's falling madly in love again. Of course, Nick and Sharon will always have a special connection due to their children and the rich history they share. No one can take that away from Sharon and Nick, but she may not be able to keep Nick's attention, especially once a mysterious and lovely lady struts into town. Tamara Braun, ex-Ava Vitali and Taylor Walker on Days of Our Lives, ex-Carly Corinthos, and Dr. Kim Nero on General Hospital, has joined the cast of Y and R as Sienna Bacall, a new character who'll first appear this fall. It's never too early to start thinking about who Sienna will be paired up with once she hits Genoa City. Based on Braun's age range and the fact that Nick's being so non-committal about Sharon, Sienna might fall hard for the handsome Newman down the road. It might be fun to see Nick in a fresh pairing since the show never seems to go all in on Sharon and Nick anymore. If Y and R isn't going to deliver a proper Nick and Sharon reunion, then maybe they should just move on with other people. Sharon might have an opportunity to fall for someone else as well if Sienna swoops in and steals Nick's heart. Whatever the case, Braun will make her autumn debut as Sienna Bacall, so we'll bring you updates on any love interest news that might be in the works. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Nick could have some romantic twists in his future. When it comes to romance in Genoa City, nothing is ever simple. Relationships evolve in a whirlwind of betrayals, second chances, and unexpected new arrivals who turn the balance of love on its head. For years, Sharon Newman has held a place of deep significance in Nick Newman's heart. Through marriages, divorces, tragedies, and reconciliations, the two have always seemed tethered together by some invisible string. But the Young and the Restless is never afraid to test destiny, and that's exactly what seems to be happening with the introduction of Tamara Braun's much-buzzed-about character, Sienna Bacall. Tamara Braun, a soap opera veteran adored by fans for her powerhouse performances across multiple daytime dramas, is stepping into Genoa City as Sienna, an enigmatic and sophisticated woman whose past is as mysterious as her allure. Right from her first appearance, whispers of chemistry between Nick and Sienna ripple across town, creating the possibility of a romantic entanglement that could leave Sharon heartbroken and forced to reevaluate her future. Sienna's arrival in Genoa City. The moment Sienna Bacall enters Genoa City, she commands attention. Elegant, intelligent, and brimming with charm, she isn't the type of woman who blends quietly into the background. Rumors suggest Sienna may have connections to Newman Enterprises, possibly arriving to consult on a high-stakes corporate deal. This instantly places her in Nick's orbit, since he has recently recommitted to ensuring Newman Enterprises doesn't implode under Victor's watchful eye or Adam's reckless schemes. But there's more to Sienna than just her professional credentials. Soap spoilers tease that she has a painful backstory tied to betrayal and loss. That vulnerability, hidden beneath a polished exterior, intrigues Nick in ways he hasn't felt in years. He sees her strength, but he also sees the cracks in her armor, the kind of cracks he's always gravitated toward, since Nick Newman has a savior streak when it comes to the women in his life. Nick and Sharon, old flames, familiar patterns. For Sharon, this development is nothing short of devastating. She and Nick share a bond that survived more storms than most couples could endure. From the tragedy of losing Cassie to countless breakups and reconciliations, they've always found their way back to one another eventually. Their supporters insist their endgame, soulmates destined to reunite. Sharon has been portrayed as more grounded, focusing on her work at Crimson Lights and embracing a new independence after Ray's death. While she's leaned on Nick as a confidant and co-parent, their connection hasn't sparked into romance again, at least not on screen. This has left the door wide open for someone new to capture Nick's heart, and Sienna's arrival could be the very disruption needed to rewrite history. Nick drawn to Sienna. What makes Sienna so dangerous to Sharon isn't just her beauty, it's her depth. Unlike fleeting flings Nick has entertained in the past, Sienna challenges him. She has sharp wit, strong opinions, and the kind of mysterious past that keeps Nick guessing. For a man who's often been accused of being too predictable, too loyal to the same cycle of relationships, Sienna represents the unexpected. As Nick spends more time with her, his family notices the spark. Victoria and Adam might raise an eyebrow, wondering whether Sienna has ulterior motives. After all, no one new in Genoa City arrives without baggage or schemes. But Nick remains steadfast in his defense of her, claiming he hasn't felt this alive in years. Sharon left behind. For Sharon, watching Nick fall for Sienna is like reliving history. But this time, the ending might not favor her. She's lost Nick before, to women like Phyllis, but she's always managed to hold on to a piece of his heart. Now she may realize that the pattern has run its course. If Nick commits himself to Sienna, Sharon will have to confront a painful truth. Sometimes soulmates don't end up together, no matter how strong their bond. This could open an entirely new chapter for Sharon, one where she redefines her identity outside of Nick. While it's heartbreaking for her longtime supporters, it could also be empowering. Perhaps Sharon finds love elsewhere, maybe with someone entirely unexpected, like Chance Chancellor or another surprise character down the road. Sienna's hidden secrets. But is Sienna truly who she appears to be? Spoilers tease that Tamara Braun's character may be harboring secrets that could shatter Nick's perception of her. Could she be tied to a rival corporation trying to undermine Newman Enterprises? Or worse, could she have a hidden vendetta against the Newmans themselves? If so, Nick's heart may once again leave him vulnerable to betrayal. Yet for now, Nick seems captivated. The way Sienna listens, the way she challenges him, the way she looks at him. It's all enough to push Sharon into the background. Fans may rage at the thought of Sharon being replaced, but drama thrives on disruption, and Sienna is the very embodiment of it. Tamara Braun's soap legacy brings fire. Casting Tamara Braun in this role is a masterstroke by the show. Her ability to bring complex, layered women to life ensures that Sienna won't be a one-note love interest. Viewers can expect intensity, chemistry, and emotional fireworks. Tamara is known for creating characters that linger in fans' minds long after she leaves a show, which suggests Sienna will have a lasting impact on Genoa City. If her romance with Nick heats up, Sharon won't be the only one affected. Phyllis, too, may feel a sting, especially since she's often circled back to Nick herself. Summer could be protective of her father, skeptical of Sienna's intentions. Even Victor might weigh in, reminding Nick that new people can't always be trusted in the Newman orbit. The future of Nick and Sienna. So what's next for this unexpected pairing? Spoilers hint that Nick may find himself torn between the comfort of his past with Sharon and the exciting unknown with Sienna. If Sharon attempts to fight for Nick, it could set up a classic soap love triangle, one that forces Nick to make a definitive choice. And yet, there's something different about Sienna. This doesn't feel like a fling or a rebound. It feels like the kind of romance that could alter Nick's trajectory permanently. If Sharon loses this round, it might not be temporary, it could be the final chapter of Chic as fans know it.